Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol NAK, Northern Dynasty Minerals. Before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that we have a new ticker symbol to share towards the end of this video that you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add it to your watch list. We're going to go over its chart, its financials, and potential moving forward, so stay tuned. So here we are. NAK has had some momentum building since the beginning of the year, from 30 cents and some change, reaching highs here of about $1.23, 22 cents give or take. We're sitting right now at 88 cents, right? And to be exact, 88.80. Now, this has actually ended up in bearish territory, so it's going to be important to watch this carefully, because the last time it was at that range of 80 cents, we could see how it collapsed. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be the same picture in just a few days, that fast of a drop, because something had created this catalyst in the downward direction. But we are slowly going downwards. You can see that it already broke through $1 and it's below it. So it's going to be important for the bulls to try to reappear and get back up to those numbers, which the 50-day moving average is not that far from $1. It's actually 99.39 to be exact. So $1 is a very important point moving forward for the bulls to bring this back up and get anywhere higher. So the bears are dominating right now. What we would want to look for here is how quickly is it going lower, or are the bears trying to pull this down, but the bulls can try to consolidate this in the downward direction and sideways direction, right? Because it's been going downwards and then kind of turn it into a sideways downward movement, which would kind of limit this from just collapsing and holding itself up. We'll have to see how it continues next week, but let's look at some important points here moving forward. And I do want to talk about this a little bit broader so that every single investor is aware of these numbers. So this support level here of 82.51, 82.41, give or take, and within that area, super important. If that gets broken through, we definitely will start to see newer lows. So I want every single investor to have that in mind and pay close attention to that number moving forward for the next coming weeks and days. That's on the lower spectrum of things. On the higher spectrum of things, up here at this point of 104, super important if the bulls can break through the 50-day moving average of 99 cents to get up to newer highs. That's the first resistance level in bullish territory. But what we want to look for on Monday is at these points. So this is our support, the lowest point reached in the day, and that's 84.99. I'd just round that up to 85 cents. If that gets crossed, you have the next support level to look at down here and watch how quickly the stock is moving downwards or sideways, right? So we want to look for that. It might go a little bit sideways and downwards at the same time. So we want to see if it kind of subtly does that, and we won't even notice how quickly it's moving downwards. So you want to have these points of reference in mind. So 85 cents gets crossed, pay very close attention to the behavior of this stock. How quickly is it moving downwards, or are the bulls trying to reappear? Now, within these last hours of the day, the bulls tried to appear, and the highest point they reached in that sideways movement was 91.74. And that is the point that the bulls need to break through. Now, because they break through that, it does not signify or guarantee that the bulls have gained control. They need to cross 99 cents to get back into bullish territory. That's just the beginning catalyst, or it lets us know as an indicator where the momentum is going for us investors to know that this is starting to move upwards. And if the bulls can use it as support, they can possibly hit newer highs and new resistance levels. So I do want every single investor to be aware of that. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned till the end, because I do have a ticker symbol you definitely want to add to your watch list and you won't want to miss. Stay tuned. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is in the semiconductor sector. And we've talked about several semiconductor sector companies, but this is a new one that just recently ran, and I'm looking for it to cool off, and I definitely want to advise every single investor and viewer to watch this one carefully for a cool off or a pullback because things ran up a little too quick. But let's look at its chart. The ticker symbol is AMKR. Now, they've been growing exponentially over the year, right? After hitting lows of 540 and some change, leading up to this point here of a high of $25. Now, it's pulling back pretty steeply, right, in the last day and last trading day, and we just had a wild run from $18 to $25. So things definitely need to cool off or consolidate before showing any signs of opportunity. Now, what I do want every single investor to be aware of is the market cap. It's $5 billion, and how revenue has grown, right, over the years. Now, the last 3 years, right, 2017, 2018, 2019, was about $4 billion. And then on 2020, which was the last year, on the fourth year, it went up to $5 billion. Now, the most important thing out of all of this is that net income increased. Now, it was pretty good in 2017, but it increased again in 2020, and we're seeing that upward trend. And 2021 might show signs of opportunity for more growth. So here we are with the revenue and the net income being $300 million compared to almost 50% of that the years before. Now, the quarterly shows you how it grew, and also earnings just recently got beat. That's why we saw that run. Earnings just continues to get beat, and that's another interesting thing about this company. It just keeps on crushing earnings, and that's how you see that revenue and net income growth as well here. So if this grows, earnings is being beat, and if earnings is being beat, the stock price grows as well, because more revenue, more profit, more value to the stock, more value to the market cap of the company. So that's why we saw such a run recently, and we need to watch it carefully. I definitely want to see this cool off, but this is one in the semiconductor company and sectors that have opportunity to continue to expand and grow. Now, all these smaller companies compared to IBM, NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, they have opportunity to take every slice of the pie of the whole market share of this sector. Now, some will be bigger than others, but they all have opportunity to grow as they continue to get their pieces or slices of the full pie. So I do want every single investor to be aware that semiconductor sector overall is definitely one to be digging into, diving into, and looking for companies that are getting out of the hole, especially like one like this one. This one was profitable every single year, which is pretty good. There's some that were never profitable, and also their revenue are terrible compared to this one. Revenue's always been pretty decent, and it's growing now. So 2021 might be the year for growth to continue and even moving forward. I mean, as AI intelligence becomes more of a norm, and all these autonomous driving and all these different technologies for vehicles, computers, software, and just even robots, right? And I'm not saying robots that are human-like. I'm talking about robots that already exist to upgrade them to newer levels, like robots that move boxes around and stuff, and also shipment and drones and all these different things that are necessary to continue to proceed in innovation. And semiconductor companies are taking a big market share in this movement. As always, guys, I hope you guys find these videos helpful and informative. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions on AMKR or any ticker symbols that we discuss here. I'm just here to enlighten everyone on opportunities and ticker symbols that are growing, showing potential. But I definitely want every single investor to be aware that this needs to cool off or consolidate before anything that we can understand more about this chart in the short term. But in the long term, we've already seen it. It's been growing and the potential is there. It took off right now, so we wanted to cool off, but definitely we want to see how it continues to behave leading into the future and months to come, but there is room in the sector overall, and this may be one of those that's looking like an opportunity. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.